The other day we heard a personal narrative by Christy Yamaguchi. Today we'll read another personal narrative by a student in high school. Today's personal narrative is filled with sensory details. I want you to close your eyes and imagine as you listen to this piece and think how you might add sensory details to your own personal narrative. Lately, time has zipped by as quickly as a swatted, pesky fly. But it hasn't always gone that fast. I used to enjoy the long, careless days of childhood. I would stay out until dusk with the neighborhood gang, playing kick the can. The autumn sun would turn the entire sky a dreamy pink, and the light would reflect off the leaves. The smell of burning twigs, leaves, and old newspapers lingered in the heavy air. The chill would cause my hair to stand on end. At the sound of my mom's whistle, my sister and I would head for home. I would tumble into the house with grass-stained knees and elbows. This was my childhood. On steamy summer Sunday mornings, my sister, my dad, and I would trek to the nearby reservoir. My sister and I, dressed in our best fishing apparel, would juggle our fishing poles and tackle boxes until we got to the rocks where we would finally set them down. This is the best bluegill spot we're going to find. You girls want to fish for bluegills, don't you? 'Cause if you want to go for the catfish, we've got to walk all the way round to the other side, Dad said. This is fine, Dad, we said. We didn't care what we fished for. Besides, it would have taken too much energy to go to the other side. We fished all day with the sun's heat radiating off our backs, and time didn't mean a thing. This was my childhood. An old widowed woman named Mrs. Newberger used to live in a brick house beside us. Her backyard emulated the secret garden. It was filled with colorful flowers, bushes, and exotic shrubbery that bloomed when the sun shone and closed when the sun hid behind the clouds. Amazingly, despite Alzheimer's, Mrs. Newberger knew the genus and species of every plant. She never knew my name. Sometimes I would sneak into her garden and pick a flower for my mother. Once, instead of just clipping the stem, I accidentally uprooted the whole plant. I held the dirty plant in my head, not knowing what to do. Even though Mrs. Newberger's eyesight was failing and she normally couldn't pick out the broadside of a barn, she caught me red-handed. Terrified, I dropped the plant and ran home, forgetting about my mother's gift. This was my childhood. If only I could be 7 years old and scared of Mrs. Newberger again, things would be okay. If only I could be watching the bob from my fishing pole go up and down, time wouldn't mean a thing. If only I could play kick the can in the autumn breeze, my childhood would come back. If only I were only there again, I wouldn't wish away the years like a pesky fly. After I finish reading this story, in class, we're going to discuss what you imagined as you listened to the reading and what you notice about the writer's voice or her unique way of writing. So you can think about these things on your own. What I want you to do now is reread the story and find parts where you feel that the author expresses her personality or unique way of writing. Then in class, we would discuss what you underlined, what you found, what parts you feel express the author's personality or their unique way of writing. Authors express their personality or their unique style of writing in their choice of words and in the way they say things. So this author chooses to repeat the sentence, "This was my childhood," 3 times after each memory. She also repeats the image of the pesky fly, using it once at the beginning and again at the end. You are free to use this kind of repetition in your own writing if you wish. So today's focus is adding these kind of details to your own writing. So you can look at drafts you've already written and go back and edit them to add these details, or you can start a new piece and add lots of details to it.